So I try to build that psychological safety from very early on in any interactions that I have with like prospective employees, so that they know that that's the norm, and what they can expect if they were to come into my team, into the marketing team. So one way that I do that is by leaning quite heavily on our values. So we have 3 values at Culture Shift: unstoppable progress, unending support, and unshakable belief.
Well done remembering those off the top of your head.
But the unstoppable progress one is about continuous improvement and innovation, right? And you have to have psychological safety for that to be an environment, like for those not to just be words on a wall. So I talk about that value, but then talk about how we like bring that in into practice in a day-to-day basis. And I would try and lead by example with that. So talk about how, the journey that I've gone on as a marketer at Culture Shift, and all the 1,000,001 things that I have done that have failed, or that have, ended up being a bit of a mistake, but it's okay because I learned from them. And then as I grew the team, like other people have had initiatives and stuff like that haven't gone the way that we wanted them to, and again, like, that's okay because we've learned from it. So I would always, like, from that very first like moment in the first interview, try and share that so that people know this is an environment that I'm coming into.
It's such good role modelling, isn't it? Like, I think that's key for any leader listening, is, the fact that you need to be leading by example and setting that tone. And if you expect other people to behave in a certain way, behave that way yourself.
Yeah.
It sounds simple.
It sounds really straightforward, doesn't it?
But yet so many people don't do it. What other examples would you like to share?
Yeah, so then when I guess you're getting to know team members, like one of the big things with psychological safety is around getting to know people as people and as individuals, and not just for like the work output that they'll be like delivering to your business, like what makes them tick as a human. And what do they need to like thrive and feel safe and comfortable in a workspace as well. So always make sure that there's time to like get to know people on an individual basis. So that's like in all of our meetings that we have as a marketing team, like as standard, there is time to chat and check in and things like that at the beginning of those. We're also quite intentional about getting together and getting to know each other on a deeper level. So one of the things that's optional when you join Culture Shift is completing a user manual. Have you done one of those?
I have not yet completed a user manual. Right. It's on my to-do list. But actually, I think you're going to go on to say, but like doing it with others wasn't sort of something that I was offered when I started, because I'm not on your team. It's something that I think is a really wonderful idea. So tell us a bit more about like how you do that together.
Yeah, so it's something that's there. People can fill it in optionally if they want to. And yeah, like you said, most people I think just go off and fill the user manual in by themselves. It's basically a guide for your colleagues to read, to get to know you better, what you need to thrive, what you look like when you're in the zone, what you look like when you're stressed, and how you like to manage and be managed, and all sorts of things like that. Early on, when the marketing team grew to 4 people, we decided to get together and complete that together as a team. Well, we picked like 3 questions from it. There's like, I don't know, 16 or something altogether. But we sat down and we answered, what do I struggle with? What do I look like when I'm stressed? And how do I like to receive feedback? And we took a minute to think about that ourselves and wrote that down, but then shared. And I felt like that was so powerful. Like, everyone was so respectful of one another, like listened to what it was that they struggled with, like empathized with that, listened to how they like to receive feedback, and like really took that on. And now, that's the way that we treat one another in the marketing team, on the basis of people's user manuals. So I think that's a really good a really good thing to implement.